Strategy for learning to reading. To stray, discovering learning, independent learning, self-regulate learning, skimming, scanning, predicting, identify the purpose in reading. Graphic rules and patterns are bottom-up decoding. Silent reading, skim the text for main ideas, scan the text for the specific information, semantic mapping or clustering, analyze vocabulary, distinguish between literal and implied meaning, capitalize on discourse markers to process relationship, and the last, top-down. Here I will explain about to stray, discovery learning, independent learning, self-regulate learning, skimming, and scanning. To stray is a group work system where the student can work together in solving problems, take responsibility, and support each other to better understand. The first step is to divide the group, then assign tasks in the form of problem that must be discussed with each group member. Then two people from group member visit another group, another member as a receptionist, and after they finish visiting, they return to the initial group to match the answer they saw from other groups. And the last, discovery learning. Discovery learning is where students find their own reading source or material that will be presented by the teacher during the learning process, so the teacher gives the assignment to look for material through various activities. Independent learning is when an individual is able to think, act, and pursue their own studies autonomously without the some level of support you receive from a teacher at school. Self-regulate learning is that students act as regulator or regulators for their own learning, and autonomously without the some level of support you receive from a teacher at school. Self-regulate learning is that students act as regulator or regulators for their own learning, and usually this is a task given by the teacher to students with the effort that is given to monitor, control, and regulate the process is goal direct and adapt to the environmental context. Skimming. Skimming is one-to-one technique or by reading quickly, which reads the essence of the book, or reading by reading subtitles, looking at picture or illustration, reading the end and beginning of paragraph, looking for keywords, then looking for the meaning of the text. And the last, scanning, is a reading technique to be used when you want to find specific information quickly. In scanning, you have a question in your mind and you read a passage only to find the answer, ignoring unrelated information.
Okay, the next is identify. Identify namely by asking students to understand the content of the reading by reading. Because without identifying them, they will not know where the subjects of the release is located and what the purpose of the reading is. And the graphic rules and pattern, bottom-up decoding. Preferred on early stage students, And bottom-up is a process that involves the accuracy, details, and summaries of the few letters or the like. And whichever level on difficulty is higher, either from language issues or text or reading content issues. And the silence reading. Silence reading is reading without making a sound, so you only use your heart. But then doesn't mean that students' understanding can be different when reading aloud. The difference with reading as usual only lies in the voice. And semantic mapping or clustering. Clustering is exactly like to stay to stray, which is informed by several people in the process of identifying the content of the reading. And the last, analyze vocabulary. Analyze vocabulary, namely by reading the text slowly and analyzing each word which students do not know to ask for help from friends or help from the teacher, so that they understand the overall meaning. If you don't understand it, you can read it over and over again after understanding and then analyzing. And the next is distinguish between literal and implies meaning. This requires the application of sophisticated top-down process skill. The reality that not all language may be interpreted accurately using attending to its literal. Syntactic surface structure makes special needs on reader. Implied meaning typically must be derived from processing pragmatic information and capabilities on discourse marker to process relationship. Many discourse markers in English cite relationships amongst struct as expression struct phrases, clauses, and sentences. A clear comprehension of such marker can greatly enhance learner reading efficiency. And principles for designing interactive reading technique. Number 1 is an interactive curriculum. Make sure that you don't overlook the importance of specific instruction in reading skill. Number 2, use techniques that are intrinsically motivating. Number 3, balance authenticity and readability in choosing text. Number 4, encourage the development of reading strategies. Number 5, include both bottom-up and top-down technique. Number 6, follow the SQ3R sequence. What is that? This is a survey. Skim the text for an overview of main ideas. In question, the reader asks questions about what he or she wishes to get out of the text, and read text while looking for the answer to the previously formulated equation. And recite, reprocess the silence point of the text through oral or written language. And review, assess the importance of what one has just read and incorporate into long-term associations. And number 7, subdivide your techniques into pre-reading, during reading, and after reading phrases. And number 8, build in some affiliate aspect of your technique. Okay, that's our presentation, and let's say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.